You are watching Western Relations. Today we need to talk about a leak that exposes something deeper than a diplomatic mistake. It reveals the most fragile point inside Donald Trump's new foreign policy machine, and the person at the center of it is Steve Witkoff. This is the man Trump sent to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. But when his private phone call with a top Putin advisor became public, something became obvious. Witkoff was not speaking like a diplomat. He was speaking like a man who does not understand where he is standing. In the call, he coaches Yuri Ushakov, one of Putin's closest advisors, on how to speak to Trump. He tells Moscow what to say. He tells them how to flatter the president. He explains that Russia should congratulate Trump, praise him, stroke his ego, and present a peace plan that looks good enough for Trump to adopt. That alone is strange. But the real problem is the tone. Witkoff talks as if he is helping two business partners settle a contract dispute. He speaks to a Kremlin insider with the optimism of someone who believes Russia acts in good faith, who believes their promises carry weight, and who believes he is only days away from a historic breakthrough. This is not diplomacy. It is naivety. It is a misunderstanding of how power works. And the Kremlin heard it instantly. But in a way, the phone call is not the biggest story. The leak is. Because two calls were released. One of them included Witkoff. The other was a private call between two Russian officials. That second call tells us everything we need to know. This was not a Washington political hit. This was not an American staffer leaking to embarrass someone. This was an intelligence intercept. Someone was listening to Russian communications. Someone recorded the calls. Someone decided to burn that access in order to stop something they believed was dangerous. And when intelligence services burn an access point, it is not casual. It is a strategic decision. It means someone wanted the world to know that Witkoff was being played, that Trump's peace plan was drifting toward Russian terms, and that the United States was walking into a negotiation dominated by the Kremlin. Ukraine has an interest in stopping that. Poland has an interest in stopping that. The Baltics have an interest in stopping that. And inside the United States, many in the intelligence community see Witkoff's plan as a direct threat to American credibility in Europe. In other words, the leak was not just a revelation. It was an intervention. Someone wanted this process frozen before it could produce a deal that rewarded Russia for invasion, for occupation, and for the destruction of Ukraine's sovereignty. And by leaking the call, they forced Congress, the media, and the public to confront a truth the administration had been ignoring. Steve Witkoff is not a seasoned diplomat. He is a loyalist who believes he can negotiate peace with intuition and charm. But the world he stepped into does not reward charm. It punishes misunderstanding. And when an inexperienced envoy begins guiding the Kremlin on how to manipulate the president, alarm bells ring everywhere. This is why the transcript matters. This is why the leak matters. Because a war of this scale cannot be resolved through personal chemistry or improvisation. It requires discipline, strategy, and an understanding of who you are dealing with. Witkoff did not have that. The intelligence services knew it, and they made sure the world saw it. If you wanted to read the full analysis, the link to the article is below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and visit westernrelations.com for political analysis in the Western world. Thank you for watching.